but I don't know. Emriahad's death hit me harder than I was expecting it to.
It is understandable. I don't necessarily think it makes you a poor priestess of Axiom. After all, we do worship different hands in the end. Even if we are all, well, attempting to further Axiom's will, it is natural that we, and how we would seek to do so, conflicts sometimes with, well, those of other faiths.
Indeed. Well, let's get to it. Let's go to the spire, yes?
Yes, we're going to need, for this part, radiant fiber, mist stones. I already have the witch dust.
I believe I have some miststones in my pocket, and
Alright.
radiant fiber I can grab some barrels out of where they're sequestered away.
Alright. I'm going to write Hannah, see if she's available. I think she is. She will...
Well, I mean, I think this barrel here will suffice. We can just burn it as we...
Yes. She will need to... Or rather, Hannah has seen the process happen, so she'll be able to provide more live guidance.
So, talk me through this ritual, because I've yet to see you do it.
Let me write this letter, and then I will do so.
I've been reading through the specifics to try and make sure I at least have my head wrapped around it before we begin. Personally, while I believe I could easily establish the magic, the weaving of the thread is something that I admittedly am a little bit concerned about my manual dexterity.
It's a matter of your magical dexterity, Dorian. That's the reason I haven't had anyone do... I've had nobody make any attempts on the entropic part of my core, because outside of you two and Barbados, truthfully, I don't think anyone in the land is a skilled enough entropy caster to be able to have that sort of finesse with manipulation.
Well, in that case, maybe I should be less worried than I am.
Yes, the core is not a physical thing. It's your presence that's doing the work, not your actual hands. Now, I've written Hannah and asked her to come here, since she has both witnessed and participated in the thread weaving process, as well as the closing on both blood and illusion. And the process is meant to be similar for entropy, though the way I envision this ritual, it's much more of a matter of magical finesse than it is raw strength. You need to be able to manipulate the magic. It's not about a wave, it's about being surgical. Now, as for talking through the process, the step 0 is simply preparation of materials, which is specific to what we're repairing. So for myself, since we're just going to be working on patching up the crack in my entropy, that's going to mean mist stones, since illusion magic is always useful as a binding agent. And then entropic magic as a reagent, radiant fiber. Additional entropic magic is used as an offering here to the Leviathan, because I am bound, just to ensure that core manipulation is not looked upon unkindly.
Maybe have to take a little nap, it seems.
Apologies. I was interesting. I was listening so deeply. I dozed off.
You're all right, my lady. So, a sort of preparatory step is materials, ritual space, all of that, which we have. I'll need to charge the mist stones at the top of the spire so you have the magic to draw from. Foci are in order. Radiant fiber. I do it here because, well, we're not using the full capacity of the spire, but it's our most well-built ritual space, so it has its benefits. Though it doesn't require the spire, anything like this. Now, there won't be any need to establish a frame in my core. I don't have the half-wheel of a seed bearer, or former seed bearer, like you two. And so we can skip that step and move on to the thread weaving. A thread weaving process. It's a matter of teasing away a little bit of the magic of a core, threading it together to form what will be a permanent structure in one's core, that being the thread weaves. It will be made of my core's entropic magic in this case. And we'll be using this later on once we offer the new magic in steps 3 through 5, or 3 and 4. Once the magic is offered, closing the thread weaves around the magic will key it to my core. It's the theory of a unique magical signature that makes the thread weaves necessary, because the use of the same core keyed magic helps it so that the rest of the core will accept the magic as like, as opposed to unlike. It's one of the core foundations of my research and my theory here, is that part of the reason it's so difficult to repair a core is, while cores are self-sustaining, they are also unique, and so you have to take great efforts to ensure that any external magic can be accepted. Once the foreign magic is introduced, so first you finish the thread weaves. Then with that done, the foreign magic is introduced, which will be a guiding process. Again, you're not offering any of your own magic here, you're simply using your magical finesse to guide, in this case the entropic magic, into my core to fill the crack. Now it might be Hannah. I can get it. Hello, Doctor, come in. I'm giving Lady Thana and Dorian the rundown. Since I won't be able to really guide all that well during the process. You will be able to speak on your experience, even though I know you don't have the skill of entropic magic to actually do the manipulation. You'll be able to guide them through the process while I'm under, so to speak.
Allow me to get more comfortable.
Hello there, Hannah. Let me get this door.
Yes. So, once the magic is offered, there will likely be some resistance from my core that it will have to take a moment to see if it's accepted in that moment. It's what happened with myself last time. It also happened with Hannah to a degree. It takes a moment as you're offering the magic and filling the crack. They're not quite the same yet. It takes time for the core to accept the outside magic. Once the magic is inside and the crack is filled, then you will be closing and weaving together the threads. This patches the core and leaves the permanent patchwork structure of the now closed basket of threads that indicates a repaired core. You can see that on both myself and Hannah's core on both Blood and Illusion schools, which I'd like you both to take a look at before we begin. once you've closed the
A
threads,
moment's respite.
your work is mostly done, so to speak. It's up to my core, the core of the person, to accept the offered magic. This worked fine for Hannah and worked fine for illusion for me, but when the first time we attempted blood magic last cycle, my core rejected it a little bit the first time. And Hannah in that moment sort of had to make a choice of whether to try and soothe my core or whether to cut open the threads. Yes. You can explain this part from here, Hannah, since you were the one doing it.
If someone's moving around, we're in the ritual room if you need to join us. It's the bottom of the spire.
I think
Okay,
it's
lost.
Cora's. I think it's Cora's
I'll
coming.
go find him. Boys, gone.
So, from what it sounds like, the safer of the two options is to just cut the thread and try again.
Yes, it's not complete removal of the threads, it's simply Hannah made an incision, and that sort of let the magic spill out.
I see.
I'll have a seat.
I do think that in order to prep your core, we should make an offering to the Entropy Leviathan before we begin.
Yes, that was my thought as well. Particularly, that's why, as bound, it calls for additional same school components. So, I can go up to my altar to do it if you wish.
Of course. We're all welcome to join.
Alright.
Just don't touch the central altar. It has a tendency to make people explode.
How tall is this?
Very tall. It's the spire. My lady, should I allow Hannah past?
It's fine.
Alright, come along, Hannah.
Hannah has been here before for Jamie's ritual.
I can feel
Yeah.
my power magnified. I'll have a seat.
I will say we did have an offering of blood that someone donated to us, so if you need something.
I've got blood as well.
I have many bottles of Amraiha's blood left in the infirmary, as necessary.
Well, we have some right here if you
Alright.
need anything.
Alright.
It's done.
That should be good for now. Let's go back downstairs.
Yes, let us begin.
I love this fire.
It's very, very tall. Alright, do you have the charge gems? Radiant fiber. I have the witch dust.
A moment's respite.
A moment's respite.
Alright. In this case, the radiant fiber will be the ritual component. We don't have an entropic focus. We have foci for the individual schools. So we'll sort of be pulling from the barrel here.
Do you think we need more, or was this enough?
That's a whole barrel. It should be fine.
Oh,
Hopefully it'll be fine. Alright.
Grasgan, you're welcome to come help us.
Yes. You can...
I
Hmm?
don't know if you're inadequate.
So,
So,
attempting to fix the entropy within Karina's core.
yes. You will... This is much more of a matter of finesse than it is strength. So, I will need one of you, presumably you, Lady Thana, to sort of take point, as it were, and the rest can assist. It's a matter of one well-guided needle than 5 separate needles, if you catch my meaning.
A moment's respite.
Something that you'll all be able to assist her with the process, give her necessary backup. Yes. Hannah will guide the process with her experience. And if necessary, all of you will be able to help calm my core, as was necessary during the second attempt to fill in the magic last cycle. Given the previous rejection, my core was on edge, so it had to be soothed, which they did an excellent job of. Hopefully that won't be necessary, but it is possible it will come to that. Worst comes to worst, you may have to make an incision in the threads to allow the magic out. Now, if you are ready, then we can begin. Before you start, I'd recommend you take a look at my core, and you can see the previous thread weaves to see what it will look like once you're done.
Beautiful show. I'll have a seat.
see the thread weaves that are already there. That's what it should look like when you're done.
All right, how do you want us to start?
You'll have to make the threads first. Tug on the entropy. Pull a little bit of it, weave it into threads. They can assist you, but you will be the one holding the proverbial needle and thread, my lady.
All right, what now?
You need to offer the external magic. Don't feed your own core into mine. Just use your skill to guide the magic in. You'll have to pull the entropy from the fibers.
It's a bit stale. The fibers are old. Dorian, try to help me. Dorian. Not like that. They are staying.
Let us relax.
Let us relax.
Allow me to get more comfortable. A moment's respite.
That's much better.
I'll have a seat.
My lady, you have to make sure some of the magic goes inside, behind the threads, not just woven directly into them. Like a basket, it has to catch it. There should be enough left. My core might react to this. So we'll see.
I think it'll hold.
I hope so. Be ready in case it reacts poorly. Okay. Okay. All right.
There.
There we go. That went a lot more smoothly than blood did last cycle.
Well, you do have a lot of entropy, and we also have a lot to spare.
Yes. Thank you for being willing to burn so much for me.
It's a very limited resource spot. And there's little else that's more important than this.
Yes, I do.
Yes, we have a lot. We have all that's left from the last era of the fiber, so.
Yes, we did, well, we gathered what we could. Which, speaking of...
But we definitely don't have any. Look me in the eyes. If anyone asks, we have no extra radiant fiber, just a single barrel.
Yes.
Yes, this is all the radiant fiber left in the labs.
Yes, this is all that is left.
Come to me.
I heard about the Silver Pact. Isn't that estate in southeast Oakvale, or it used to be? It's that one that has so much entropy at it. I remember that plot. We visited it like once, and I don't know.
Hannah, could you move for just a minute?
And they didn't even clean up after themselves? It's ridiculous.
We've cleared up a couple of snares from that area. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Alright. Well, my core looks fine, actually. Wow. Alright, my lady. Well, we can explain the snares, but I think
Snares are sort of... You were present in the last era, right, Hannah? Corsican, I know that you probably weren't. You're young. And formerly human until very recently. So, in the last era, a group called the Scions of Entropy, we're trying to forcibly end the era of low magic by flooding the ley with entropy magics. It's a whole thing. Because Varden was their primary residence, the land wears a bit of scar tissue from their efforts. There are unnatural build-ups of physical entropic magics like the fiber and the stones, fossilized fibers, which are stones, in the land. These sort of physical snares have a tendency to exist under the soil out of eye until not in the way that you're thinking. There's something similar to them beneath the ground, less potent, less full of entropy, but the ley sort of radiates all schools of magic, and so these snares, they stop ley magic from escaping to the surface like it should be able to. And so what would be a negligible amount of magic that's leaking off from the ley gets stuck underneath the snares and creates bubbles of raw magic under the soil, like literal bubbles. Sort of like gas bubbles stuck in a hot spring. Yes, exactly like a clogged artery. It builds up, and builds up until it explodes. These snares aren't always entropic in nature, though there is a degree of entropy to all of them. Sometimes snares are a build-up of frost, or a build-up of illusion, or 2 or 3 schools. addressing them is complex because you have to take into account what sort of magics are necessary, are present in the snare to then counteract it. So if it is a snare of chaos magic, you would counteract it with frost. If it's frost, you counteract it with chaos. If it's holy, you counteract it with unholy or shadow, etc., etc., etc. So they're sort of something that surges. We've been tending to them, Dorian and I, sort of on the down low. Between skirmishes, we go out in hoods and address them as they come up before they can boil over. But we've been very lucky. We've gone about 2 step turns without any big ones since Maja's was nearly ready to explode.
Absolutely.
Even though that ritual was interrupted, we did stop that snare from exploding. So there's that silver lining. But it's only a matter of time before we start dealing with large snares again. They sort of tend to come and go in waves. We won't see any for a step turn, and then the next step turn we'll see 7 or 8 of them. So, sort of ticking time bombs below the surface of bubbling magic.
Let us relax.
Generally, we use whirlpool-like rituals to get rid of them, but sometimes it's not that straightforward. They're all a little bit different.
Yes, and oftentimes they do take at least a base understanding of tropic magics to
You wish.
remove that clog in the artery before you also address the rest of the magic laying underneath.
Of course, I'll write you for sure next time we address one.
Yes. We've sort of not been able to actively go and perform rituals like we would at Maja's Tower. With the way the war is going, we would get killed, to be kind of blunt about it. Noctum sees our efforts and they try to stop them. They have for a long time. So we've had to be careful. What I'd like to do... Yes, Pasithea has an interest in speaking to us about the details of the ritual, and we have an interest in speaking to her. Dorian and I had a conversation with her last cycle, where she expressed her very serious interest in helping with such. And we'll talk to her, or we'll talk to all the keepers, since she'll just tell the other keepers anyway. And
We could
disseminate
invite
the
the keepers
information.
for a talk.
We could.
Yes, that was what I suggested at the time.
That would be good. While we're here, my hope, my lady, is to at least get the thread weaves in place in your core, if possible. That's what I'd like to do. The ritual can be done piecewise. If you're willing.
I could maybe find a snare. I could ride around and... Well, I mean, if all else fails, we can check that estate that's in Oakvale. There's almost always snares there, just waiting to come up from the surface. I don't know what the fuck they were doing at that
So it
estate
shall
in the
be.
last era, but there's always things in the ground that can be pulled
I
up.
have no strong feelings one way or the other.
I believe Karina was trying to switch topics to
Well,
the matter of core
yes.
repair.
So the two.
Oh,
So we have two things.
Spirit
in
stole my
mind.
ear for like 30
Yes. So we have two things in mind. One, the snares, which is sort of an ongoing discussion, and the matter of core repair, which I've truthfully been desperately waiting to perform a ritual on your core.
We can
my
look
lady.
at my core, but I think I'd need to make another offering before we would do anything. You're welcome to look, though, Hannah, of course, you cannot speak of my core in any capacity to people that are outside of these walls.
moment's respite.
Of course.
This is of absolute secrecy. If I may, my lady, I'll take a look.
Let us relax.
Allow me to get more comfortable.
It is unlikely that my missing schools can be repaired because they are gone. But we could bolster what remains.
My ritual is designed to account for missing schools and to be able to replace them. Depending on what you'd like, we can start by bolstering what you still have, or we can start by trying to return missing schools.
I would prefer to bolster what I already have. I don't exactly miss the other schools of magic. I didn't use them anyway.
Very well. If anything, I would like to make sure that you have blood magic for its regenerative properties, but we can begin by attending to the cracks.
I don't want to, just in case my core reacts negatively, I'd prefer we start with bolstering and go from there.
Of course, my lady.
I do have about 20 ticks before I need to, make a prior spiritual appointment.
Alright.
I think we have time. We can do this now, or we can wait till much later in the cycle or next.
Okay, let me look at those cracks a little bit, since that part will be fairly straightforward. We're going to need a capable unholy caster to perform this. Coruscant, I know you've done unholy. You're a capable unholy caster. Dorian, are you?
Yes, I'm capable of unholy.
Very well. Then Dorian, I'd like you to take point on this. We will need emeralds. We'll need entropy for the Leviathan. This crack will need to be filled and stitched.
Alright. I do have some emeralds left.
Alright.
Do we need to make more offerings, or is this something we're doing now, or is this a diagnosis for attempting this at another time?
Well, we're a little bit short on time, so we can try to mend the crack now. We'll just have to be a little bit efficient.
Well, I think I
about
get how
it.
it works now, so why don't we try? I've got some
Yes.
emeralds on.
Alright, emeralds, we have the radiant fiber, I have witch dust, and we have the foci to draw from.
I didn't pull upon my offering whenever, well, I wasn't taking point or anything, so.
Yes. You will be taking point this time, Dorian, so I'll back you
Yes.
I believe in you, Dory. I will lean upon the fibers as much as I know.
Alright. You'll start, Dorian, my lady, if you're ready, with the... You'll start by teasing away a little bit of her unholy magic and forming the basket of threads. Go slow. I'm here with you. You're holding the needle.
taste. A moment's respite.
Ow.
Careful, Dorian. You need to pull a little bit more gently, not rip it away. Core manipulation, it's delicate.
I'm trying.
I know.
Maybe hold one of the one of the emeralds.
Yes. You can draw upon the foci, Dorian. We're in the spire. Use it. Alright. You've got the threads in place, Dorian. A few on either side. The crack's very, very deep. It's going to take a lot of unholy magic to fill it in, but that's what we have the spire for. You have the emeralds, you have the foci. Don't feed your own core magics. Simply guide. Guide from the gems, through the gold bars, through the witch dust, and pull from the foci.
Pull on the offering if you have to pull any.
Yes. Don't feed your own magic.
Held the fiber.
Yes. you go. Just guide the magic in. It's been like this for a while. Dorian, you might have to stop. Her core is not reacting well to it right now. Just let it go.
Do we need to make an incision as described?
You haven't covered the core. You haven't covered it yet. This is just the part.
Just unweave the thread back out the way that you came in, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
Well, that didn't work. I think we're going to need some stronger thread for my core.
Yes, I think so. It's been like that for a very long time. So it makes sense that it'll be more difficult for yours. The wound is not recent, like mine was.
It's not your fault. We came in with this last minute. We need more offerings for it. I think it would be wise to give it a bit. Make another offering to the Leviathan all around so we have extra backfoots and gather
Agreed.
more that we can use. We need a more powerful, unholy focus for me.
Alright. I
I've
agree.
had this particular crack for a very long time. It's just been slowly getting deeper.
Of
So.
course.
Yes. It's...
Absolutely.
We won't... Late this cycle, I would... If your core has settled by then, I'd like to try again. If we tried again now, I think it would... Your core has settled, but it would be very easy to agitate, like, soreness in a muscle.
Don't take it personally, Dorian. My core is just old and crotchety. I do have some spiritual matters I need to attend to, so I must go to Torpor, but...
Alright.
Thank you all for assisting. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday.
Please, be well, my lady. It's alright, Dorian.
I'll have a seat.
I'm just going to go sit in the corner for a bit.
Allow me to get more comfortable.
And thank you for the help, Hannah. I'm sorry that we weren't able to see it done this time. You know not to speak on anything you saw. Thank you. Perhaps you can understand now why I designed the ritual the way I did. And why it is so detailed. Yes.
Maybe I don't have the heart for surgery.
Dorian, dear, you were nervous. It's all right. If I was capable of it with Unholy, I would do it. Thank you. It'll be late this cycle, I think. We'll try again, assuming she's wakeful.
Just every time that she has pain, it's so hard for me to handle.
I know.
I'm
Cast your gaze.
I know, dear. I can as well. Well, my illusions are working fine now, but I would be very grateful for your help. I'll see you out, Doctor. I'll call upon you later. Please, be well. This is the fast way down if you'd like.
So it shall
Take
be.
care.
As you wish.
That didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Her core is old. It's gonna take a lot of work to fix those wounds. They've been there for a long time, Cora's gone. Should have known it would be more difficult.